In this video, I'm going to be talking about expedition behavior. By the end of this video, you will understand what good and bad expedition behavior is, understand why good expedition behavior is important, understand expedition behavior interrelationships, including person to group to person, and group to group. And lastly, you will understand how you can create positive expedition behavior. Good expedition behavior can be defined in many different ways, but the most basic definition comes from the Knowles Wilderness Educator Notebook, which says good expedition behavior means being a nice, helpful person, doing your share of the work, and dealing with conflicts when they occur. The goal of good expedition behavior is to work well together. Poor expedition behavior is characterized by a breakdown in human relations caused by selfishness, ignorance of personal faults, or dodging blame or responsibility. You'll be living with your group members for a whole semester, so you want to get along and enjoy each other's company. When you and the other members of your group have good expedition behavior, it makes the expedition a lot more enjoyable. The group will be more likely to accomplish goals and objectives and will form better relationships with your group members. When each person actively works towards having good expedition behavior, it contributes to positive group dynamics and a successful crew. General things about expedition behavior to keep in mind include having empathy and compassion, being a good and active listener, being aware of your body language and what your body language is saying, and if you have a concern, bring it up to the group or the individual before it gets worse. Don't be passive-aggressive. Now we will look into more specific interrelationships, including person to group to person, and group to group. In order to have good person-to-person expedition behavior, it's important to actively listen when someone is talking, to be tolerant and considerate of all group members, and don't hold grudges.
It's just a lot harder to navigate in the mountains compared to the desert because the trees and the landscapes aren't as obvious and there's so many things in the way, and I just had a really tough time today, and what do you think I should do? I don't know. I really want to work on my navigating skills, but
yeah, me too.
As you can see from this video, one group member is voicing her concerns about navigating, while the other group member is not actively listening. In order to have good person-to-group expedition behavior, it's important to be organized, be conscious of your own habits, do your share of the work and then some, contribute to conversations, be open and honest about personal needs, keep up with your personal hygiene, and take ownership over your actions.
I'm so excited for oatmeal this morning. I was so cold last night, and I can't wait to have something to warm me up. But the stove's not set up. Maddie, weren't you supposed to cook breakfast?
What?
Weren't you supposed to make breakfast?
Can't you just do it?
I
You're
know,
already up.
But
As you can see from this video, the one group member who was assigned to be cook overslept and didn't wake up in time to make breakfast. Then, when the other group member woke up, breakfast wasn't ready. On ISP, it's important to fulfill your responsibilities because if you don't, your actions affect the entire group. In order to have good group-to-person expedition behavior, you should be accepting, don't leave people out or form cliques, don't gang up on a person, and don't gossip.
Ugh, did you hear Trisha snoring last night?
it kept me awake so long. I was so annoyed.
And then she ate her oatmeal. I just can't.
I don't understand how she does it like that.
I can't eat breakfast with
eat
her
it like
anymore.
a normal person.
Can't do it. And then Tim in that pink sun hoodie,
It's really not leave no trace. You can see him.
No, he's like a flamingo walking around the desert.
I don't
There's
get
no flamingos in the desert.
Not at all.
As you can see in this video, these two group members are gossiping, which does not contribute to positive expedition behavior. If they have concerns about other group members, they should address them with the group member directly instead of talking about them behind their back. Lastly, to have good group-to-group expedition behavior, it's best to be courteous but allow the other group to have their privacy. Also, when talking to someone in the other crew, don't compare your experiences to theirs. While your experience will probably be different, it doesn't mean that one is better than the other.
I walked so many miles yesterday. It was ridiculous. My legs are so sore. It had to be at least 15.
Your legs can't be as sore as when we hiked 2 peaks in one day.
I mean, I know.
We've done so many peaks this week.
That's great. But did you see the campsite we stayed at? Like, we got to see the moon rise, and there were like so many beautiful cactuses.
No, but we have a handshake. So my whole crew has one big handshake. It's a secret.
Well, my group, we
In this video, 2 members from opposite crews are comparing their experiences. They both had different itineraries and different group dynamics, but that doesn't mean that one is better than the other. Remember, it's always good to share your experiences, but don't compare your experiences. To wrap it all up, remember the do's and don'ts of expedition behavior. Also, remember that good expedition behavior means being a nice, helpful person, doing your share of the work, dealing with conflicts when they occur, and working well together. Having good expedition behavior is important because it makes the expedition more enjoyable and makes it easier to accomplish your goals.